Welcome to the Phone Arena video overview of the Samsung Galaxy Tab as offered by Sprint. This Galaxy Tab is very similar to what we saw in the European version just a few weeks back. However, the one major exclusion on these US tabs is that there is no voice radio. Users can still download apps from the market like Skype. However, with such a large device, it's really not something we see a lot of people using. We say large, however, it's actually pretty small in the tablet world. At just 7 inches, it's extremely more usable than something like the iPad at almost 10. The weight is very good, and you can hold it in one hand easily, browsing through content such as the Wall Street Journal or your daily web pages. This isn't exactly pocketable, but it is able to be put in the pocket, and it is able to be carried around nicely. It's quite light and has an excellent feel to it. As typical with Samsung, it is all plastic. On the back you see we have a white sheen here, although we'll see different colors from different carriers. Despite the plasticness, it still feels good. One of the issues we do have is the fingerprinting. As you can see, there's already a number of them on the screen here, and it was clean when we started this video just a minute and 20 seconds ago. Two-handed use of the Galaxy Tab is even better. It feels nice and comfortable without being too large. That's one of the major things we think it has over the iPad, is that the size is very good. In our opinion, 7 inches is just fine for web page browsing, ebook reading, and other day-to-day things. 9.7 inches is nice, but it's a little large. This is also in widescreen format, so it's better suited to videos. In terms of software, you can see that one of the nice things about it is that it'll rotate in all 4 directions. It's a little bit rotate happy, moves a little too quickly for our tastes. However, this can be disabled if you really don't like it. It's running a version of TouchWiz 3.0 right now, although Sprint has said it'll bring their Sprint ID service to the Galaxy Tab, though no date was given. One of the things we like about this version of TouchWiz is that we can have multiple home pages and rearrange them. You can add up to 9 and simply just drag a page down to remove it. If you want to rearrange them, you can do that as well. Simply grab one and move it somewhere else. The same principle is had in the applications menu as well. We can pinch to zoom in and see all the pages, and if we'd like to, we can rearrange them. This is some of the customization we see in Android that we really appreciate. We're not sure why people would necessarily move their applications, since applications can't be reordered within that, but it's still cool to have. Of course, as an Android device, this runs on the Android market, and all 100,000 plus apps are available. So different home screens, such as Launcher Pro or ADW Launcher, can also be utilized on the Galaxy Tab. One of the issues we had with the Tab was browsing. The web browser is stock Android, but tends to run a little bit slower than we would expect. For instance, we just loaded the Google homepage here, but it took a little bit longer than you would think for such a simple page. As you can see, Swipe is preloaded on this device. The keyboard is rather large. It's still easy enough to use with one hand, two hands in portrait mode, but once we switch it over to landscape, it does get pretty large. We're running over Wi-Fi here, and as you can see, the page overview loads relatively quickly. However, there are times when it just will stutter, stop, and stall out when we think that it shouldn't be doing that. The pinch and zoom is very smooth, as is the double tap and rotation. One of the things that we like about the Galaxy Tab, again, is the size. The web can basically be navigated one-handed, except for when you need to access the buttons down at the bottom. The Galaxy Tab is a very nice lifestyle device. It's something that those who have the money will very much appreciate. However, there's a steep cost of ownership, $400 to $600, and then as much as $1,400 plus over the course of the 2-year contract. You can, of course, buy it unsubsidized and use it for Wi-Fi only, but at $30 a month, the 2 GB plan isn't too bad from Sprint. We'll see a couple different versions of that with different carriers. All in all, our opinion of the Galaxy Tab is very similar to that of the iPad. It's really cool. We wouldn't mind having one if somebody gave it to us, but it's expensive and it doesn't offer us much over our smartphones. Yes, the larger size is nice. Yes, we'll probably see a lot more tab-specific applications, such as magazine apps. Like the iPad, we think there's a very big market for something like that, as users move away from the magazines, books, and newspapers onto a single converged device. However, until the price comes down, and until service plans are a little bit better, or until there's Wi-Fi only versions, we think we'll hold out on the Galaxy Tab unless we come into some money.